All right, that should be good, I think. Good? Okay. 3, 2, 1, and go. It's 8 o'clock at night. It's pitch black outside, and my family and I had just wrapped up dinner. My dad had come home from a super long day of work, fixing heating, fixing boilers, and overall just running his plumbing company. And he comes home and works in the garage for another hour or two, and then comes back upstairs and cooks dinner for our family. And he, as you can imagine, he's probably super stressed. He's probably super exhausted, super tired. But me, being the young, unaware, optimistic child I come up to my dad and I say, "Dad, could we go hit at the cage down a couple blocks away?" Because I hadn't gotten working that day. And my dad, without hesitation, agreed and optimistically said, "Let's go do it, Ryan." And I think this is just a testament to my dad putting other people in front of himself, because it just shows that even if he needs time to himself, even if he needs to relax, that he would go and do something like this for me. And I always appreciated that trait in my dad. So these traits that I'm going to be talking about my father, Tim Lordier, are going to be his internal strength as well as his generosity. And firstly, we're going to touch on his internal strength. And one way I like to prove that is that through a story. And this story is that ever since I was 4, a little kid, my dad coached me in t-ball. And ever since the age of 12, he also coached me from that time period of 4 to 12. And at that time, at 12 years old, my knowledge of the game started to grow a little bit beyond what my dad was capable of teaching me. And a lot of kids, a lot of dads would force their kids to listen to whatever their dad has to say, even if they knew that their kid knew more than they did. But my dad did the exact opposite. He let go, and he just became my biggest supporter. And there's nothing that was more important, I think, in my baseball career than that, was him just supporting me instead of holding on to my career and saying, "Hey, this is my career, not your career." And I think that actually just ties in perfectly with the other biggest trait that he has, which is his generosity. And the story I have about his generosity is a whole bunch of stories. Anything I would ever need, he would take the time out of his day to go and help me. Same thing with my mom. Same thing with one time he got a call at 6 a.m. after a long week of work from our neighbor 5, 6 houses down, and they asked him, they said, "Hey, I need a ride to the airport. Do you think that you could take me to the airport?" And you know what he did? He got straight up and he took them to the airport. Or my neighbor across the street, who's beginning to become a little bit older, needs help every once in a while. My dad's always the first one to go over there and help. And it's just examples like these that show my dad's true generosity. And that ties into his inner strength as well, because he's always able to put other people in front of himself. And I think that's the strongest part about my dad. Anyways, today I talked about my dad, who was a huge part of my life, and I talked about his inner strength, and I talked about his generosity. And one thing I want to leave you guys with, sorry, my computer's shutting off. One thing I want to leave you guys with is somebody might need help in your life, and you might not know it, but if you ask or you just try and go and be a generous person today, I know I'm going to go try and do that. Maybe I'll go do something for my dad, since he's done so much for me over the years. So go make a generous act and go be nice to someone. Not that you weren't nice to anybody, but I'm just saying, go out of your way to help somebody today. And I'm going to leave you with this. If I become half the man that my dad is when I grow up fully, I think I'll be doing just fine. So, yeah. Thank you guys, and have a great night.